Hello you guys, and welcome back to another video. Now today I'm going to show you guys how to make this easy iced coffee without a coffee maker, or you can make hot coffee. So if you guys want to learn how to make this, then keep on watching and let's get started.
Okay, so what you are going to need to make this iced coffee is a bowl that can go in the microwave. Now I have two here, or you guys can use a safe microwavable measuring cup, but I don't have one right now because it's in the dishwasher. You're also going to need a measuring cup to measure out your water, a cup, a measuring cup, or a travel mug, whatever you guys are going to be putting your coffee in. You're also going to need ground coffee, or whatever this stuff is called. Now mine is pumpkin spice coffee, and it is from Trader Joe's, and it is one of my favorites, and I thought it was perfect for fall, so that's why I'm making that. You're also going to need a few coffee filters and some clips, water, and a microwave to microwave the water in. So let's get started, and I'll show you guys how easy this is to make. Okay, so the first thing what you're going to want to do is make sure your hair is tied back. Even though we're not cooking anything, we're still making something in the kitchen, and you're also going to wash your hands. So let's go over to the sink, and I'm just going to wash my hands. Okay, so now that we have our hands washed, and I already have my hair pulled back so it doesn't get into my drink, even though, like I said before, I'm not cooking, you still want to pull your hair back even though you're in the kitchen and making something. So now that we have that done, we are ready to start making our coffee. So yeah. Okay, so I'm just going to be filling up these two bowls with water. So I'm just going to measure out my water, and then we are going to put it in the microwave for 2 to 3 minutes, depending on whatever you guys want to do and how hot you want the water to be. So I'm just going to be putting mine in for 3 minutes. Okay, so I put about in each bowl 2 cups of water, since, like I said before, my measuring cup measures 2 cups. So it's about 4 cups of water for the both bowls. So you guys can make less than this, but this is how much I want. Now, if I need a little more, I can always just microwave some more, but this is what I'm going to start out as. So now that it's in for 2 to 3 minutes, I'm just going to wait until that's done. Okay, so now that I am done microwaving my hot water, I'm just going to use a hot water just because the handles of this glass are really, really hot. You want to be careful when you're taking hot water out of the microwave, or when you are handling with hot water, that you make sure not to spill it. So I'm just going to carefully get that with the pot holder. Okay, so now that we are done microwaving our hot water, we are ready to move on to the next step. Okay, so what you're going to want to do now that you have your hot water, what you're going to want to do is take a cup. Now make sure this is okay with heat, since you are using plastic. If you are using plastic, since this is a heat-proof safe cup, I am okay to use this, so make sure that it's heat safe. So what you're going to want to do is take your coffee filter. Now, as you guys can see, I am using several instead of just one, because I feel it's a little bit more better when you have a couple more, just because it makes it a little bit more stronger. So what you're going to want to do is put that into your cup. Now, the clips are to clip them down just to make sure it's secure. Now, make sure that it's not obviously all the way down, because you don't want that on your coffee ground, or whatever you want to call that stuff. So you want to make sure that this is secure, especially when you are pouring in the water. Now, that will make it much more easier when you have to take it out. So now that I know this is secure, we are ready to put in the ground coffee. Okay, so now that you have the filter on, what you want to do is put your ground coffee into the filter. It's just like when you are brewing regular coffee. Now, I am using the pumpkin spice from Trader Joe's because I thought this was perfect for fall. And you also want to make sure that you have a spoon on you to scoop the ground coffee in. Now, you guys can choose whatever ground coffee you want for any occasion. Now, you can also make hot coffee with this. But I am making ice because I've been really liking iced coffee lately, so I'm making ice, but you guys can do whatever you prefer to do. So I am just going to put my ground coffee into the filter so that we can put the hot water in and start brewing our coffee. Okay, so now that we have our ground coffee in, now I just did about a couple scoops. Now you guys can do as many scoops as you want. So now we are ready to pour in our hot water. Now, if you guys are clumsy like me, you might want to do this over the sink. So that's what I'm going to do, especially because I'm handling hot water. So we are just going to go over the sink so I can pour this in the filter so it can start brewing our coffee. Okay, so I have my cup right here. Now I'm doing it inside the sink. And the sink is clean, so I am just going to do this over the sink because I am clumsy, so I really don't want to clean up hot water because obviously it's hot water. So what you're going to want to do is pour it into a measuring cup, just because I find it a little bit more easier to do it in a measuring cup because it has a little thing right here so you can pour it in. So that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so I'm just going to start pouring in my water carefully so I don't spill it. So I'm just going to do that really quickly. Okay, so now that we have our coffee brewed, and that was super easy to do, even without a coffee maker, you can still make coffee. So now what you want to do is carefully take this out, but without spilling the ground coffee because you do not want that in your coffee. So I'm just going to bring over the trash can so I can take this off. So just make sure that you are very careful when you are taking off the clips so that you do not pour the ground coffee in your coffee. So I'm just going to do that really quickly. Okay, so now that we have our coffee brewed, and as you can see, I didn't use all my hot water, so I'm just going to pour the rest out. Now that we have our coffee brewed, which is awesome because it was super easy to do, what I'm going to do now is transfer it to my water bottle or whatever you guys are using that is also heat safe, because obviously you want it to be able to be heat safe since this is kind of hot. So I'm just going to pour it into my water bottle. Okay, so now that we have our coffee brewed and poured into our water bottle or travel mug or whatever you guys are using, now you guys can obviously drink this hot if you guys would like hot coffee, but since I want mine iced, what I'm going to do is put it in the fridge for overnight because obviously it cools down in the fridge, and plus it tastes much better to me once I have it in the fridge, and I can just easily pull it out in the morning and just pour my cream or whatever I'm using. Just pour that in and head out the door, and that is super easy to do this, especially the night before school or work or whatever you guys are doing that you need coffee, that you don't have enough time to do this in the morning. This is perfect. So I'm just going to put this in the fridge so that it can sit overnight so that I can have iced coffee. But like I said, you guys can have it hot as it is, or you guys can have it iced, but I'm going to have mine iced. So now what I'm going to do is just quickly clean this up, and I will be right back. Okay, so now that our iced coffee is in the fridge, I'm going to let that sit in there for overnight, obviously, like I said before, since I am making iced coffee. Now, you guys are probably wondering, why am I making iced coffee, especially when it's getting colder out? It's because I'm not a big fan of warm drinks, except when I'm sick, and I only like hot chocolate, and I can't have hot tea because I have an allergic reaction to it for some odd reason. So that's why I'm not a big fan of warm drinks, and I just don't really like them. So that's why I'm making iced coffee, but like I said before, you can make this either way, so whatever you guys prefer. Now this is perfect for those who are running late for class and school or work. This is the perfect way to make coffee, especially if you guys don't have any K-cups and you have coffee filters in the house. This is a perfect way to use them up, and plus they are very cheap if you don't have any in the house. And plus, if you do not want to run to Starbucks or Dunkin' or Wawa or wherever you guys get your coffee, this is much better to do, and it tastes exactly the same to me, and plus it's much faster, especially to do this the night before if you guys are making the iced coffee, because you can just put in your cream and sugar or milk or whatever you guys put in your coffee in the morning. And if you don't have time to brew coffee, this is the perfect way to do that. And that's why I like this, because especially when I'm running late and I wake up late because I cannot get up after the alarm goes off and I keep pushing snooze and I need my coffee in the morning, this is the perfect for me. But you guys can do whatever you would like to. Like I said before, if you guys want hot, then go ahead and just have that. And you can also do this in the morning if you have time, but like I said, I don't have time and I'm always running late to school, so that's why I like to do this the night before. So I will see you guys in the morning so we can finish making our iced coffee. Good morning, guys. Now that I waited till the morning to finish making my iced coffee, now I can make my iced coffee because I let the coffee sit in the fridge overnight. So let's take it out of the fridge and just finish making our iced coffee. Okay, so now that I have my milk out and my sweet and low, because I like sweet and low in my iced coffee, or anytime when I have coffee, and of course I have my iced coffee in my water bottle, and it is really cold from sitting in the fridge overnight. And I also have a mason jar here because I'm going to be putting ice, just because I like to keep it cold. And you're also going to need a spoon to stir it. So what I'm going to do is put the ice in this mason jar, so I'm just going to do that really quickly. Okay, so now that I have everything out, I'm going to make my coffee. Okay, so now that I have my coffee and I didn't have time to stir it because I am running really late, what I'm going to do is just kind of shake that a little bit to mix it. So there you go. That's how you make your own iced coffee at home, or hot coffee without a coffee maker. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.